Today, Cleveland school leaders discussed the next steps for more than a dozen school buildings closing next school year. However, this comes as the district announced hundreds of layoffs in the next school year, leaving many to wonder about their jobs. Noel Williams has the story.
I thought I was walking into a funeral when I walked back into my classroom.
Kadira Sahik had to say a hard goodbye to her middle schoolers at Campus International on Friday.
All the girls were hugging each other, crying. The boys, because they're so cool, they were sitting on the floor with their hoods up, pretending that they weren't crying.
She is one of more than 200 CMSD employees laid off. It's part of a plan to consolidate and create 29 fewer schools. She, along with other educators with the teachers union, sat in this hours-long school board meeting. However, layoffs were not part of the agenda. Instead, the future of the 18 buildings set to close as part of the Building Brighter Futures plan was discussed. A disappointment to Sahik and Laura Stewart. Stewart teaches at Hannah Gibbons. She also got laid off.
It's just interesting to hear about packing and moving when 300 of us are going to be packing and moving somewhere else.
CEO Warren Morgan says details on layoffs are planned to be discussed during Tuesday's school board meeting. As for the next steps for the 18 buildings closing in June, it could continue to be used for ongoing district purposes, be exchanged with the city, sold, or offered directly to charters with less immediate district utility. During the meeting, it was clear that community members want to see housing, community centers, and space for employment used out of the empty buildings. Morgan briefly spoke about the layoffs after the meeting.
I'm seeing the personal impact of this. I know how challenging that is. We've been working with our union leadership since January to figure out ways to mitigate this, to get the numbers as low as possible.
In Cleveland, Noel Williams, 19 News.